We're going to move on a little bit now and talk about ability tests. So I'll pick up on the question you asked earlier, Jackie. So ability testing tends to look at things like your numerical skills, literacy, verbal, so passages of text and then questions. Logical reasoning tends to be about shapes and how you recognise patterns. So, and again, I've got some useful examples of those, so we'll run through them. And then the other area here for me is around situational judgment tests, which is something that employers often use for more technical roles. So we'll pick up on that as well.
Okay, thank you.
This is an example of a verbal test. So what this shows you is what you'll often be faced with is a passage of information, so some paragraphs, a text section, and then what the questions will be looking for is your ability to draw out an answer or some information from that passage of text. So the obvious advice for me here is read the text, take some time to read the text. Now, remember, this may well be a timed test. So, you know, the first couple you do, you'll be quite wary of the timer potentially running out, but take some time to read it and read the passages, read the section again and reread the questions and then try and work it through. So as I say, this is just one example. This is just one of the tests that I use, and there are different ones, but it just gives you a little bit of insight, hopefully, into what you might be faced with.
Yeah, because I suppose for some students, they may just be asking, themselves the questions, well, I've just sat my exams or I've already got my exams. So, why do I need to be tested? But, obviously it's because the exams, may not, employers don't work towards a curriculum, do they? They've got certain things that they need to be looking for.
That's absolutely true. And also, if you think about an interview and perhaps if you're going to do an exercise or a group test, they're quite subjective, Jackie. So, that is a little bit about your performance on the day. What verbal numerical type testing does, it is adding an objective element into the selection process, but all of the candidates go through exactly the same process. So, you may have different exam results, your experience of school might be different, Jackie, but actually this gives you the chance to demonstrate right now what you can do. So it's about, I guess, the here and now in some respects as well. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine, thanks.
So this is just a quick example again of a numerical question. So again, you're given a set of information. This time it's all about the numbers, all about data, and there'll be a question about that information. You might get a drop down with some different options, but actually in essence what it is doing is asking you to look at the information and, I guess, analyze it a little bit and then pick the answer based on the ones that you're given. So again, this is just an example, but again, just a little bit of insight.